catch you? Yeah. Sweet. Is that right? Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Let's sing it all over the world. Shabbat shalom. Lai, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Let's get those hands clapping, everybody now. One more time, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hinei ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hinei ma tov u'manayim,
shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim,
shevet
achim gam yachad.
Hinei ma tov
u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Hinei ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
It's good to see everyone. It's good to be here in this space tonight. It's good to feel, I'm still not used to it yet. I'm not used to this room feeling like it's full. I'm not used to feeling like I wouldn't call it full exactly, but milestone, the room was full enough tonight that I didn't make it over to this side to say hello to everybody over here. So hello, everybody over here. Hello to most of you over here who I had the chance to say hi to. And the loopers over here, solitary on this side. It's, social distancing is all the rage right now. So we're just happy to be together. I don't think we will ever take for granted again what it's like to have a room full of people breathing in the beauty of Shabbat together and then breathing it out into their masks so that it doesn't go anywhere else. Let's celebrate this moment with light. We'll turn to our candle blessings. You can find it on page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר, להדליק נר של שבת.
We'll continue with Lecha Dodi. You can find it in your book on page 138. If you are with us online and you are following the online Sidur, I have that page number for you too. It's page 20, page 138 or page 20.
And this is an original composition of mine inspired by what we have gone through together throughout this pandemic and then some. And so we're reintroducing it tonight and next week so we can sing it with gusto at our Centennial Shabbat on October 22nd. Try it. Lecha Dodi, Mikra Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Lecha Bela. Hitoreri, verse 5. Hitoreri, Hitoreri. Let's try it together. Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi. Mikra Kala. B'nei Shabbat. Lecha Bela. We rise and stand to greet the Shabbat bride. Page 144 or page 26, we find the Chatzi Kaddish. יתקטל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועמד יברך חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב ויאמרו,
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם מעל מיה, יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה. בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמיכן בעלמה, ויאמרו,
We turn to page 146 or 28, and before we stand for the Baruch Hu, I want to, just a tiny little liturgy lesson. As we get to this section of the service, we know we do the Baruch Hu, we do Ma'ariv Haravim, we kind of go through the prayers that we are used to going through. But what we might not always notice is that what we are also doing is retelling the story of the book of Genesis and Exodus. We are starting with Ma'ariv Haravim, with a reminder of creation. When we turn to Ahava Rabbah, we start to talk about the importance of Torah. Okay, we're a little out of order. Then at Micha Mocha, we talk about redemption. Out of order because crossing the sea came after receiving the Torah, but in order because we are still looking for our freedom, still seeking redemption. And so, this week, we focus in on creation, which was last week, and what follows. It is the building of who we are, the building of this earth, the way that we live on it, and then eventually the building of who we are as a people. So this week with Parshat Noach, this extra appreciation of the world that we live in, of the animals, of the rainbows, of all of the things that remind us to connect in to the work of creation. So let's begin with the Baruch Hu. We take a moment first to ask for God's blessings on those who are observing a Shiva or Shloshim, the immediate 7 and 30-day mourning period. If you wish to, we invite you to stand at this time so that we may ask for God's blessings upon you. Hamakom Yenachem Etchem, may you be comforted among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We all stand together, page 146 or 28.
Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We continue the story, page 148 or page 30. We'll read together in the Hebrew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור.
ומעביר יום ומבין לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב הרבים.
Next page, together, everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people, Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam va'ed.
We can sit down. Page 154 or 36, we'll chant together.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
And continuing with Michamocha, we remember this redemption, and it serves also as our promise for the future, that we are going to continue to find more freedom, more joy, more opportunities for dancing and celebration on the shores up ahead.
Michamocha, Bailim Adonai, Michamocha nehedar b'kodesh, norat tehilot, osef eleh, norat tehilot, osef eleh, yai, lai, 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 lai. Adonai et Yaakov, udalon mi'ad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Ga'al Yisrael Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai 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 Yai Lai Lai Lai.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Page 160 or 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu lechaim uleshalom be'ata me'ad Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Vehamidenu shomreinu lechayim.
Turn to the next page, 162 or 44.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות הברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמעו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות הברית עולם.
As we think about Parshat Noach, we know that he was referred to as righteous, but with a caveat, righteous in his generation. And the rabbis spend a lot of time comparing and contrasting Noach to the other people who were also righteous, maybe not in their generation, but righteous altogether. And so we wonder, what was it about Noah that was good, but maybe not as good, but still good enough? And so as we enter the Amidah, we know that each one of us is going to have moments where we are righteous. Each one of us has those moments where we know we're making the right choice, we're doing the right thing, we are being the people we know that we want to be. And we all have moments where we're righteous in our generation, moments where we are simply doing our best to get through a really rough time. So as we turn to the Amidah, as we turn to one another as a community and then inwards into ourselves, we notice and give ourselves credit for the ways that we have been righteous, the ways we've been righteous in this crazy generation we are living in, and knowing that every time we strive to do good, it's a good thing. We're not going to be perfect, but by coming back to ourselves time after time, we get better and better and better. Let's stand, page 164 or 46.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, ya la la. Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, El HaGadol, HaGibor ve'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'nechem, Leman Shemo be'Yahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות ומינתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Let's be seated. Let's turn to page 175 or 57. We can read together. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel, all who seek you, may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'orcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. We take this time for our own individual prayers and private reflection.
We join together in words of meditation, and we ask God to accept the words of our mouths and the meditations of our heart. We've been praying so much over these past weeks and months. Oh God, may they reach your ears. Sonim refi, iu lerat רצונים רפי והגיע ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי. Oh, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable before you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Amen.
Amen. Let's turn to page 371 or 253 for Misha Berach, our prayer for healing.
Sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimoteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
Speaking of being righteous, speaking of being perfect, speaking of the people that we strive to be, when our bodies or our brains or our chemistry is not cooperating with the people that we want to be, we might find ourselves with this sense of feeling like we are less than what we intended to be, less than what we were meant for. If we were created in the image of God, shouldn't we be working the way that we're supposed to, the way that we're expected to? I'm reminded of the prayer that we sang at the healing service, an interpretation of Asher Yatzar that reminds us, I'm perfect the way that I am, and a little broken too. Help me realize that I'm beautiful and I'm whole, even though parts of me might not be the way I always wanted them to be. We are perfect in our imperfections and perfect when we see that in one another and help one another to see how beautiful we are in the eyes of the other. If there's someone you're thinking of tonight who's in need of healing, who is seeking to mend that bit of brokenness within themselves, I invite you to share their names with the community. I invite you to reach out to one another and help to be that person who shows the one that you love just how beautiful they are. If there's a name you're thinking of, I invite you to share it at this time.
Sure, Deutsch.
Tonight, we wish a refuah shlema, a speedy recovery to Eliza Talia Batdina, Michael Bell, Cassie Black, Stephen Black, Chaya Bas Mariam, Christine Kobo, Christine Cohen, Sharon Deutsch, Michael First, Larry Magid, Gershon Ben Miriam, Karen Berman Matsomi, Mordechai Tzvi Ben Sarah, Daniel Monheit, Shirley Oberfield, Masha Bat Shoshana, Rachmiel Ben Banish Vavida, Rachalea Bat Baruch, Lee Ronald, Sally Rosenblum, Martin Rosenthal, Andrew Schwartz, Kathleen Smith, Michael Peeler Smith, Kathy Sidhalter, Lance Taubman, Addison Thompson, David Wisher, Jim Unruh, and Fran White.
Mekor bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say,
We continue on 376 or 258 with our prayer for our country. Let's read together at the bottom of the page. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
We continue at the bottom of page 377. Avinu shebashamayim, Sur Israel vegoalo, barechet Medinat Israel, reishit smichat geulateinu.
O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
Avinu shebashamayim, Sur Israel vegoalo. Amen. Selah. Amen. Selah. Amen.
Well, Shabbat Shalom. Just yesterday morning, I sat with a woman who had some questions about Judaism. She found me online. I assume it was the result of a Google search. She probably typed in Jewish or rabbi and near me. And I am sure that I'm not the only person who popped up as a potential match. But somehow she found herself on the couch in my office, and she had a question. I'm a devout Catholic, she explained, and I have a great respect for the Jewish people, the chosen people. But there's something that I just don't understand. She described the miracles of her Bible, Jesus walking on water, healing lepers, his resurrection. Why, she wanted to know. Why do you believe in the sea parting and the miracles of your Torah, but you don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God? Essentially, what she wanted to know is, where do you draw the line between your miracles and mine? How do we come to believe what we do? And how is it possible that two people of faith, two people who both believe in a shared divine concept, come to understand it so differently? She was respectful, but we did not reach consensus by the end of our conversation. We'll meet again someday in heaven, she assured me. Well, Jews don't really believe in heaven, I said, but call me here on earth anytime. I still think I'll see you there, she said. Maybe, I said, we'll see. And this, my friends, is just a regular Thursday in the life of a rabbi. And it was just a regular day when God called to Noah. Aseh lecha tevat, build yourself an ark, God commanded, and I will build a covenant with you, and of all that lives, of all flesh, shnayim mikol tavi el hateva lahachayot itach. You shall take 2 of each into the ark to keep alive with you. 2 by 2, the animals made their way into the ark. From monkeys to mosquitoes, lions and lambs, they all settled in for 40 days and 40 nights. Noah and his animals, of course, have captured popular imagination. It is perhaps the most well-known Torah story, and it is represented in both ancient and contemporary midrashim, or stories about stories in the Torah. Rabbis and writers and storytellers turn to Noah and his ark to answer important questions about how we best live our lives today. One of my favorites is called "Please Don't Eat That Sheep" by Rabbi Edward Feinstein, and it explores the unique truth about humanity. As soon as the voyage began, Noah's son came running to his father. "Father, come quick," he said. "The lion is about to eat that sheep. Come quick." So Noah hurried to the lion's place in the ark, and sure enough, there was the lion ready to have the sheep for lunch. "Wait," screamed Noah. "You can't do that." "What do you mean I can't do that?" asked the lion. "It's lunchtime, I'm hungry, and I eat sheep for lunch almost every day." "But not today," Noah explained, trying to reason with the lion. "Today I'm asking you, please don't eat that sheep. You see, I only have 2 of them, and if you eat them both, there will be no more sheep on earth ever again." "But it's my nature to kill and eat. I'm a carnivore, that's who I am, and I love sheep," responded the lion. "Yes, I know," answered Noah, "but for now, while we share this ark, you must put away that part of yourself. While we share this ark, you must protect the life of every other living being. You cannot kill your fellow passengers." "Then what shall I eat?" asked the astonished lion. "How about straw?" Noah proposed. "Straw? Yuck!" The lion was truly appalled. "Just until this is all over and we've left the ark. Eat straw," Noah instructed the lion. "And in return, I will tell the world of your generosity, and all the world will recognize you in the quality of strength, a quality they regard highly. You'll be revered as the king of the beasts." "Very well," agreed the lion, feeling very regal. "I'll have straw for lunch." Just then, another one of Noah's sons came running. "Father, come quick," he panted. "It's the elephants. They're playing tag, and they're going to capsize the ark." And so it was with each animal, each acting according to its own nature. The monkeys were stealing, the pigs made a mess, and the roosters were waking up everybody at the crack of dawn. Noah had to reason with each and every one to control their impulses until the rain finally died down. And Noah was successful with every creature until he came to the most difficult and complicated one of all. Any guesses? The human being. People, it seemed, exhibited all the worst behaviors of all the other animals: killing, playing, stealing, messing, annoying, irritating, and destroying. But although people might act like the other animals, Noah discovered they possessed one quality that made them special. Noah could persuade every animal to give up one element of its nature, but no animal could ever be more than an animal. People, however, can be more than animals, more than their nature. People can be more than people. They can reach up and become loving, kind, and good, like God. People, as we see on the ark, are more than just our nature. We are also the ways that we grow. I was invited recently by another area rabbi to join a gathering of the Multi-Faith Neighbors Network. I'd never heard of the organization, but I was curious to find out more and strengthen our community connections. But when I walked into the room yesterday, I noticed, first of all, that all of the Muslim and Christian leaders had gotten there early. The Jews, on the other hand, were all running on Jewish Standard Time. Secondly, I realized that it had really been a while since I'd been in a room that was as populated by Muslims and Christians as it was by Jews. The leaders of the program explained the vision of the multi-faith work. It's different from interfaith, they explained, which is what we're used to hearing. The goal of multi-faith work is not to focus on the ways that we are the same. Rather, to connect communities and faith leaders through authentic relationship with honest respect of our theological differences, a shared interest in the common good, and by affirming each other's worth, even with respect to our differences. In other words, less focus on universal religious practice and more focus on really getting to know one another as people and as people of faith. I found myself, now this was a first, seated with 3 imams and 2 evangelical pastors. The assignment: share what you want everyone at the table to know about your faith. What felt even more important than our answers was the way that we all leaned forward to hear each other through our masks, and the way that we all laughed about how our parents all wished that we had become doctors, not clergy, and that at the end, we exchanged our business cards. Let's continue the conversation, we agreed, and I hope that we will. Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch explains the rainbow at the end of this week's Parsha. The colors are symbolic of different types of living beings. The red ones are seemingly closer to the light, and the darker ones are more distant. Yet God unites all of them together in one common bond of peace, all fragments of one life, all refracted rays of the one Spirit of God. Do we each believe that we are the ones closest to the light? Probably. And that's good. We should feel confident in our beliefs and proud of our faith. We should feel deeply that our path is the right one for us, and that other pathways can bend towards light too. That other pathways are the right ones for others. Leaving the multi-faith meeting yesterday, it was like finding the rainbow after exiting our own little ark. There we had been, Jews, Christians, Muslims, all with our own needs and our own stories and our own ways of being in the world, all with the rituals and traditions that are in our own nature, the beliefs that draw us closer to people who live the way that we do. But for a period of time, we also shared space. And for a period of time, we sat together at the table. And just like the elephant needs to stomp and the rooster needs to crow, we weren't asking one another to be any different than the people that we are. We were simply acknowledging that this world of ours is for sharing. Will we all meet again someday? Hopefully, maybe for lunch or more stories, more laughter, I hope for even more honesty. But in the meantime, each one of us with Parshat Noach on our minds gets to move through the world knowing that it is possible to stay on the ark for a while with someone whose beliefs are theologically different from ours and also equally created in God's image. We aren't asking each other to change. We're asking each other to listen. In our work, in our clubs, on our committees, in our families, and even here in our congregational community, we meet people whose views are different than ours, whose truth is different than ours. Why don't you believe what I do, we wonder? Why can't you see the truth that I see? Whether the difference is who we are when it comes to religion or preferred activities or parenting styles or even politics, it is at once both the hardest and the simplest thing. To be a lion who occasionally eats straw, to be a rooster who sometimes stifles a crow, to be a Catholic who asks the rabbi, "Tell me why your Bible tells a different story." and to hear, but not fight the answer. This is how we see the rainbow, by leaning in close, by listening, by putting aside our personal truth to see how we all strive towards godliness, and that this too can be a part of our human nature. Shabbat shalom. And I hope we have more rainbows in store this week. This is always fun when you get rainbows the week of Noah, and this week was no exception. With that, I am delighted. I don't know if we still call you the immediate past president. Yeah, you can be you can both be the immediate past president, right? All right, Jackie, I'm glad you're here to share these many announcements.
Now? Yes, I hear me. Thank you, Rabbi. That was fabulous. Did anybody notice her outfit that matched the rainbow? It was definitely the dress. Did you see that? Anyways, it feels so great to be here on the Bema, giving announcements in person with my CBI family. It's been a little bit of time for me. Anyways, as always, Torah study tomorrow morning and every Saturday at 9 a.m. in the Zoom room and in person. The link is available on the CBI website, Saturday morning services too. If you're joining us for the first time or viewing Shabbat services from outside our Valley of the Sun, feel free to introduce yourselves virtually in the comments section below on YouTube or on Facebook so that we can wish you a special Shabbat Shalom. This is exciting. This is like the first meaty piece of announcements in a while that I'm looking forward to. So we are excited to kick off our centennial celebration on Friday, October 22nd at 7:30 p.m. with Shabbat services at the Arizona Jewish Historical Society. We will celebrate our history and our legacy at the Cutler Plotkin Jewish Heritage Center. This service will take place outdoors and will be followed by a festive oneg. See your email for more information, and please note there will not be services at 6:15 here in the synagogue, as we hope you will all join us either in person or online at 7:30 p.m. Join Rabbi Mason Barkin and our friends from our CBI for our next book discussion on Tuesday, October 26th at 7 p.m. over Zoom. We'll be reading Here All Along by Sarah Hurwitz, and after our conversation, save the date for November 17th at 7 p.m., where Sarah will join us here live and in person at CBI for our first centennial scholar.
To be clear, it's
Exciting.
not me, Sarah, that's joining. I mean, I will be here, but that's not the exciting part. Sarah Hurwitz is the exciting part.
That's the exciting part, here in person to talk. But you are very exciting, I think.
but I'm not that excited.
Join trained facilitators Cindy Block and Joel Mullen for our CBI Wise Aging program cohort. Weekly in-person outdoor discussions will focus on learning tools to find the meaning and joy in post-retirement identity. Sessions begin in November and will take place on Wednesdays from 2 to 3:15 p.m. See the weekly email to sign up, and it's open to all CBI members age 50 plus. Rabbi Khan will be leading 2 Israel trips in 2022. Our trip from June 5th to 16th will be a congregational trip honoring our centennial year celebrations. We also hope to be traveling to Israel, we also will be traveling to Israel with Rabbi Khan, Cantor Ettinger, and Pastor Terry Mackey in a joint pilgrimage in early November 2022. Keep an eye in your weekly CBI News email for informational meetings to be held later this month. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Jackie. Cantor, anything to add? Do I need to ask?
Since when do I not have anything to add? I want to go ahead and tell you that in addition to all of the wonderful details that Jackie Cohen mentioned about October 22nd, I'm delighted to let you know that Cantor Stephen Richards, who served us from 1980 to 1991, is going to be joining us and leading the service with me. We'll be singing some duets together, and I know he will be leading his very famous Ritzay for us. So if that doesn't give you incentive to join on October 22nd, It's going to be quite an evening.
Beautiful. Thank you, Cantor. With that, let's turn to Aleinu, page 586. Let's stand together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
At this time, we think of those who are no longer with us. We remember those who have died in recent days, those who have died at this time in years past. Tonight, we are remembering Ori Becker, Maurice Barrenter, Sidney Berman, Abe Brody, Dan Breida, Sherry Bockenton. Did I say that right? Yes. Goldie G. Cohen, Lillian Colton, Ernestine Kahn, Mary Fine Fogelson, Rose Friedman, Eva Gold, Norman Goldberg, Louis Goodman, Raymond Hirschman, Aurelia Hurwitz, Mabel Heimovich, Molly Sugar Corn Sweet, Fanny Crane, Robert Kramer, Louis Kriegsfeld, Dr. John Kruglich, Stanley Langbaum, Harold Lavin, Nettie Lebovitz, Millie Levin, Bernie Mizak, Bernard Morris, Elsie Newman, Meyer Orlikoff, Stephen Rigberg, Jerry R. Rosenberg, Dolores Rubin, Archie Sampson, Abe Scher, Gertrude Singer, Irene Solomon, Rickard Stein, Ruth Wolf, and Esther Winoker. If there's someone else you are remembering tonight whose name I did not read, or if I have mispronounced the name of your loved one, I invite you to share those additional names at this time. We also remember the 6 million who perished in the Shoah, including the 1.5 million children who have no one to say Kaddish for them. And as always, we recall with admiration the soldiers and civilians of the state of Israel who have given their lives for our Jewish homeland. Zecher Tzadik Livracha, may all of their lives be for a blessing. Let's turn together to page 598 or 294 as we recite words of Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayachon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'yizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'l'olmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who are in mourning and comfort to all who are bereaved as we say together. Amen.
Amen. And nothing makes us feel as good than being in touch with our inner child, because I know for most of you in this room, you were children when you sang this song that I will close with next, but I can't do it justice unless I bring out a very special guest.
Oh my. I think you can all sit down. I think we're going to need to sit down for this. Oh, I thought it was going to be Kermit. Benny's good too. This is really happening, in case any of you were wondering.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it, but I know they're wrong. Wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. I hope you'll sing along with me on this next part. Oseh shalom bimromav, v'ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru amen. Amen.
Shabbat shalom, Benny.
Thank you for singing with me.
Benny, it's always a pleasure. It's not creepy at all. It's totally fine. With that, it is cute. It is cute. Benny, he is cute. All right, let's turn to words of Kiddush. I'm going to let Cantor lead us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. It's a challah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
B'tei Avon, it's so good to see you. Have a safe, happy, healthy weekend.